Drones in STEM education, what a fantastic idea. I have put together this playlist just for you of a recent webinar of what I did on drones in STEM education and some of the different things that you need to take into consideration if you're putting together a drones in STEM education program. Each video has got a piece of the webinar, and so I invite you to just watch all of the different videos. Check the description boxes of each videos. I've got links to a website where I share all the different resources that we go over in these videos. I'd also like to invite you to join our Educators Who Drone Drones in STEM Education Facebook group. I've also linked to that in the description box below. Enjoy.
So the first part of your drone program, you want to consider the who. So who's going to be involved in your drone education program? So who is going to be your school or your district's chief pilot, and who's going to be responsible for your drone program? If your school or district does not have this, it's probably you. So if you are the one that's really interested in bringing drones into your school, bringing drones into your district, you've got to be that champion for it. And generally, most drone education programs are going to have a chief pilot, and that chief pilot is going to be responsible for overseeing the drone fleet, inventory, maintenance of the drones, all that kind of stuff. So you need to decide who's going to be doing that for your drone program. And then you also need to decide who is responsible for your drone policy and even insurance. And this could really be two separate bullet points right there. So a lot of schools already have drone policies. And so they'll have a policy saying, you can fly drones, but you have to go through this process first. You have to get this approved, all that kind of stuff. Other schools don't have a drone policy at all. And so it's kind of up to you to just decide what that is and work with administrators to try to figure out what's going to be acceptable for the use of drones in your school or in your district. And then also just, what kind of insurance do you have? So generally with drones, you're going to look at hull and liability insurance to cover the drone itself, and then any sort of injuries or damages that might happen as a result. Sometimes if you're using some of the cheaper drones, you might not necessarily have hull insurance, but you want to make sure that you have insurance coverage for any sort of liability. And then you also need to consider who is responsible. Generally, it's going to be your IT department, but who's responsible to allow you to install programming software on your computers or tablets. So I use the Tello EDU drone. You can use a couple of different apps with that drone. There's an app that you can use to control the drone, but then there's a couple different apps that you can actually use to program the drone. So if you don't have the ability to install software, you need to work with your IT department to make sure that you're able to get that software installed.